Hi, it's Hope and welcome to the video. This is going to be May releases that I'm excited for. So, books that are released in May that I want to read or I'm excited to read. Just because these are released this month doesn't mean that I plan on reading these this month. There is only one of these 9 books that I am reading this month, and that is because I have an arc of it, and I will mention that one when I have it. So let's just get started. When I look over here, it's because I have a list of like the date they're released, the title, and the author, and then when I look at my phone, I have the description screenshotted so that I can say it out loud, because I found that me trying to describe a book based on what I know makes it sound nothing like what the actual book is about. So, we're going to start with May 5th, which has already passed when this video is being uploaded, because it's being uploaded on the 6th and I'm filming it the 4th. So this is like the day that comes out the day in between filming this and publishing this. So that comes out. It's tomorrow for me, but it's yesterday for this. So it comes out May 5th, and that is Felix Ever After by Kacen, Callender, and I'm going to read the description. Felix's love has never been in love, and yes, he's painfully aware of the irony. He desperately wants to know what it's like and why it seems so easy for everyone but him to find someone. What's worse is that even though he's proud of his identity, Felix also secretly feels that he's one marginalization too many, black, queer, and transgender, to ever to get his own happily ever after. When an anonymous student began sending him transphobic messages after publicly posting Felix's dead name alongside images of him before he transitioned, Felix comes up with a plan for revenge. What he didn't count on, his catfish scenario landing him in a love triangle. But as he navigates his complicated feelings, Felix begins a journey of questioning and self-discovery that helps him redefine his most important relationship, how he feels about himself. And that just had me intrigued, because, like, I don't know, like, a lot of these I'm like, I don't know why I found them intriguing, just like, I guess because I've never really read a book about someone who's transgender, so I feel like that would give me another perspective. And there's another book on this list that I know can name someone who, like, a main character who's transgender, so I'm excited for that one too. But so the next one is May 12th. On May 12th, The Fascinators by Andrew Eliopulos. I don't think I'm saying that right, but living in a small town where magic is frowned upon, Sam meets his friends James and Delia? Yeah. Sam meets his friend James and Delia and their time together in the Suitors Magic Club to see him through to graduation. But as soon as his senior year starts, little cracks in the group begin to show. Sam may or may not be in love with James. Delia is growing more frustrated with their amateur magic club, and James reveals that he got mixed up with some sketchy magickers over the summer, putting a target on their back. With so many fault lines threatening to derail his hopes for the year, Sam is forced to face the fact that the very love of magic that brought his group together is now tearing them apart. And there are some problems that no amount of magic can fix. I don't know why I like that. It's just a kind of like it's like a contemporary story with magic elements, and that's something I'm kind of wanting to get into, because I either do full-on like contemporary or full-on like high fantasy, really big magic systems. So I guess reading a book that has just a little bit of magic in it sounds Sounds like fun. Next on May 19th, we have Date Me, Bryce and Cutler by Kevin Van Whye? Whye? I think so. And the description. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the camera. It's just I can't look and read at the same time. But everyone knows about the dare. Each week, Bryce and Keller must date someone new. The first person to ask him out on Monday morning. Few think Bryson can do it. He may be the king of Fairvale Academy, but he's never really dated before. Until a boy asks him out, and everything changes. Kai Sheridan didn't expect Bryson to say yes. So when Bryson agrees to secretly go out with him, Kai is thrown for a loop. But as the days go by, he discovers there's more to Bryson beneath the surface, and dating him begins to feel less like an act and more like a real thing. Kai knows the story of a gay boy liking someone. Kai knows how the story of a gay boy liking someone straight ends. With his heart on the line, he's awkwardly trying to navigate senior year at school, at home, and in the closet, all while grappling with the fact that this relationship will only last 5 days. After all, Bryson Keller is a popular, good-looking, and straight, right? That just sounds right up my alley, so. The next is, on May 19th, we have The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. And this is one that I'm really excited for this. I'm just going to say, I'm really excited for this one because I read The Hunger Games last year for the first time. I really liked it, and then when I found out this was coming out, I was like, oh, okay. And I'm just kind of scared I'm not going to like it, but I'm excited. So, description. It is the morning of the reaping that will kick off the 10th annual Hunger Games. In the capital, 10-year-old Cornelius Snow is prepared for his one shot at glory as a mentor in the Hunger Games. The once mighty house of Snow has fallen on hard times, its fate hanging on the slender chance that Cornelius will be able to charm, outwit, and outmaneuver his fellow students to mentor the witting tribute. The odds are against him. He's been given the humiliating assignment of mentoring the female tribute from District 12, the lowest of the low. They're fatally intertwined. Every chance Cornelius makes could lead to favor or failure, triumph or ruin. Inside the arena, it will be a fight to the death. Outside the arena, Cornelius starts to feel for his doomed tribute. He must weigh his need to follow against the desire to survive, no matter what it takes. Actually, reading this is the first time I've actually just full out read the description, because I've just been like, oh, it's about President Snow when he was younger. Whatever, I'm going to read it because it's a Hunger Games book, but I'm kind of nervous because I hate Snow, but maybe this could be like kind of his backstory and why he's the way he is, so like that's what I'm kind of interested about. So, yeah. This is when I'm probably going to wait for a lot more, for like a month or two, like wait for reviews of and all that to see if I'm actually going to read it, because it's when I want to read it, I probably will read it, but I just want to know what I'm going into. Am I going into a really, really good book, or am I going to a meh book? That's what I like to do with a lot of books. That's why I rarely read books like the day it comes out or the week it comes out, unless I know I'm going to like it, and then normally I'll just pre-order it. But continuing, on May 26th, we have Camp by Lev A.C. Rosen, I think. And again, description. 16-year-old Randy Kappelhoff? Yeah, 16-year-old Randy Kappelhoff loves spending the summer at Camp Outlawn, a camp for queer teens. It's where he met his best friends. It's where he takes the stage in the big musical, and it is where he fell for Hudson Aronson Lim, whose only into straight acting guys and barely knows not straight acting Randy exists. This year, though, it's going to be different. Randy has reinvented himself as Del, buff, masculine, and on the market. Even if it means giving up show tunes, nail polish, and his unicorn bedsheet, he's determined to get Hudson to fall for him. But as he and Hudson grow closer, Randy has to ask himself, how much is he willing to change for love? And is it really worth love anyways if Hudson doesn't know who he truly is? And I don't want to read this book because it's like, will this person fall for the fake version of you or eventually fall for the real version of you? Also, I love the idea of like a queer summer camp, which I didn't know existed, and actually I found out recently that there's a few day queer summer camp only a couple hours from me, so like next year I'm gonna try and convince my mom to let me go, but like that involves coming out to her. Oopsie daisy. So first of all, Mom, if you're watching this, hi. But yeah, the next we have on the 26th as well is Stay Gold by Tobly McSmith. And description: Pony just wants to fly under the radar during senior year, tired from all the attention he has got at his old school after coming out as transgender. He's looking for a fresh start at Hillcrest High, but it's hard to live your best life when the threat of expulsion lurks down every hallway and in every bathroom. Georgia is beginning to think there's no more to life than cheerleading. She's planning on keeping a low profile until graduation, which is why she promised herself that dating this year was dating was officially a no-go this year. Then on the very first day of school, the new guy and the cheerleader lock eye. How is Pony supposed to stay stealth when he wants to get close to a girl like Georgia? How is Georgia supposed to keep her promise when sparks fly with a boy like Pony? And it's gonna be a cute, like, love story, I'm guessing. I don't know, that's like my guess, and that just kind of just makes me go, oh, that's gonna be cute. Like, I read that, I was like, that's gonna be a cute story, I want to read it. Next we have the true and only, like, fantasy book on this, which is weird because I'm probably like a 70% fantasy reader, 30% contemporary reader, so it's like weird that there's only one fantasy on here, which is so weird. So on May 26th, we have A Silver and Shadow by Jennifer. I don't want to pronounce this wrong. Jennifer Gruenke? I don't know. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't know how to pronounce this. If somebody knows how to pronounce it, let me know. I feel so bad for saying this wrong. But Ren Collins is a silver wielder, a dangerous thing to be in the kingdom of Hideous, where magic has been outlawed for a century. Ren is just trying to survive, sticking to a life of petty thievery, card games, and pit fighting to get by. But when a wealthy rebel leader discovers her secret, he offers her a fortune to join his revolution. I'm sorry, though, what? The caveat. She won't see a single coin until they overthrow the king. Behind the castle walls, a brutal group of warriors known as the King's Children is engaged in a competition. The first to find the rebel leader will be made the King's Fang, the right hand of the King of Hideous, and Adley Fair is hunting down the rebels one by one, torturing her way to Ren and the rebel leader and the coveted King's Fang title. But time is running out for all of them, including the youngest Prince of Erdis, who finds himself pulled into the rebellion. Political tensions have reached a boiling point, and Ren and the rebels must take the throne before a war breaks out. That took me way too long to figure out what I'm wording, and it's very chopped down, but I'm excited for that because it's like a basic fantasy plotline with like a rebellion and fighting, and that's just kind of like up my alley. The next we have, actually it's not even on here, is we have As Much As I Ever Could by Brandy Wood Snow, I think. So I don't have it written down here, but this is the one that I have an arc of, and I'm planning on reading this month. So I'm going to actually read this because in my what I'm going to read this month of May, which I'll have linked up here, I think. I want to say up here. I explained it horribly. So, 17-year-old CJ Ainsworth doesn't drive. Not because she can't, but because she won't. She's been living with the guilt of being the sole survivor of a head-on collision that claimed her mother's and sister's lives. And it's the reason she refuses to get behind the wheel. It's the reason her father has nearly abandoned her. It's the reason she's sent to piddle the summer away in her strange Mima's house in Edisto Beach. All CJ wants is to isolate herself and make it to the trial at Summer's End, where she can testify against the stranger who couldn't keep his car in his own lane. She doesn't expect to fall for a boy, especially not Jet Ramsey, a hotshot racing champion destined for greatness in the NASCAR circus. CJ's resolve crumbles when she loses a bet that puts her squarely in Jet's driver's seat. While he patiently reintroduces her to driving, they confide in each other, and CJ learns that she's not the only one silently suffering through a loss. As their connection deepens, Jet's focus on the track is called into question. CJ can't be the cause of another car crash, but her heart is broken either way. Can CJ learn to put her heart in drive, or will she throw it in reverse? And again, cute like story, and it's going to deal with by the sounds of it, it's going to deal with like grief and loss, which I know too well, I guess I should say, and I know what it's like to lose people, so I feel like I'll have that kind of in common with her. I don't know. Okay, don't fucking start crying. Nope. Okay. The next on May 28th, we have Hideous Beauty by William Hussey. And, again, description. Dylan's and Elias's, I think that's how you pronounce it, secret relationship exposed on social media. Dylan is forced to come out. To Dylan's surprise, they are met with support and congratulations and an amazing reception at their high school dance. Perhaps people aren't as narrow-minded as he thought. But Dylan's happiness is short-lived as Elias suddenly becomes angry with John, and they drive home from the dance. He loses control of the car, sending it plunging into Hunter's Lake. Barely conscious, Dylan is pulled free of the wreck while where Elias is left to drown. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Grief-stricken, Dylan vows to discover what happened to Elias that night and piece together the last month of his boyfriend's life, and realizes just how little he knew about the boy he loved. I don't know, that it sounds like it could be a little bit of like a thriller type thing with like that's obviously maybe kind of like a little bit of a thriller thing with kind of like a trying to find out what this person was feeling when they weren't actually saying it out loud, and why, like, on all that. I don't know. That last one was a struggle because I don't know how to pronounce the one character's name, because it's like, I don't know and I don't want to screw it up, so I probably said that probably entirely wrong, but those are the 9 books that I plan on reading. Not that I plan on reading. So those are the 9 books that are being released in May that I want to read or are reading, because one of them I'm reading. But this is literally the longest I have sat in one sitting to film, because we are almost at 23 minutes of filming. This is going to be cut down a little bit, but seriously, I'm going to cut this out too. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and bye!